But so he had all these books, and one of them was this book called What We Bought, The New World. And I remember picking up the book, and I decided to leave the gallery and leave New York and go back to Ohio and move back to Cleveland just because it was so intense there. And I really couldn't find a way to make work. And so one of the things that they did was just said, like, well, if there's more than 2 copies of the book, you're welcome to kind of, if you could carry it, it's yours. You know, this was like way before photo book insanity that we live in. And wisely, I picked up this book. And so years later, this book was very influential about me. Adam's photographing in Colorado in the 1970s, the idea of a long-term project. You know, somebody doing a project even at that time for 4 years was, to me, a big deal. And I felt like, you know, there was something a lot more there that I almost wished he had kind of taken further, especially when it came to his portraits of shoppers and shopping and people in parking lots. So that kind of moves me into the first chapter of what became a really big project, but originally started as just a simple kind of curiosity. 9/11, I was really curious if people were patriotic shopping. I kind of couldn't understand the premise, and I couldn't understand it because my parents grew up in Germany at the end of World War II. They were kids, and so I had grown up with war stories my whole life, and then a war happens in my lifetime, and we're kind of getting messages to go shopping. And I was like, wait, this is completely conflicting with what I would think would happen. I realized that this connection between our own well-being, prosperity, leisure time, wealth, safety, all those things were kind of tied up in this specific moment. And I realized there was something happening right now, like in 2001, 2002, that was really, really important to try to pay attention to. And I also thought it was really interesting that you could make a picture in this place that just by photographing it allowed you to be critical of it, because it's not a space we're really ever critical of, because we're there for a purpose, and that purpose is very specific, and it's often kind of fueled by either emotions or tasks or kind of like primal ideas of hunting.